Hello, everybody. This is the Love Yourself Guru, and welcome to the Love Yourself TV, and welcome to day 28 of Ramadan 2022 with the Guru. And today's words is emotions. We're going to be taking a closer look, God willing, at emotions and how to really fill our days and fill our life, God willing, with positive emotions. So let's begin. If you look at the word emotions in the dictionary, it says a strong feeling deriving from one's circumstances, mood, or relationships with others. And there are two types of emotions. Emotions always fall into two categories. They're either positive emotions or negative emotions. And you can, at one time, you can only either experience one or the other. You can't experience both together. So you can't experience joy and anger together at the same time. You may experience it in the same day, but at the same time, at this time, for instance, you can't experience joy and anger at the same. It's either positive or negative. Okay. Now I've written down a list of emotions for you, a list of positive emotions and a list of negative emotions, just so you're more aware of all the emotions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, all the emotions out there, positive and negative. Because when you're really aware of them, that's when you'll really consciously, God willing, choose to stay away from the negative ones and choose to bring the positive ones into your life. So a list of positive emotions, and there are many more, but I've just written these. Number one, positive emotions is joy, gratitude, pride, serenity, interest, amusement, hope, inspiration, awe, love, happiness. Negative emotions, anger, emptiness, frustration, inadequacy, helplessness, fear, guilt, loneliness, depression, overwhelmed, resentment, sadness, and jealousy. Now, like I said, at any one time, you can't experience a negative and a positive emotion together. It's either negative or positive, but then you have throughout the day. Now, throughout the day, you can experience both sets. You can experience both negative and positive, but there'll always be a majority. You'll always have one more than the other. Okay, so you can experience, let's say, positive or negative, but it'll either be positive will be much more and there'll just be a few negative emotions, or negative will be much more and there'll be a few positive emotions. Okay, so number one is at the same time, you can't experience a positive and negative emotion together. It's got to be one or the other. But in the day, you can experience both positive and negative, but there's always going to be one much more than the other. Okay, so those are two things. And the third thing is that emotions, I think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, has given us emotions. It's a miracle. It's just a miracle, these emotions that we've got. And they're one of the biggest gifts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, because I see emotions as a compass. They guide us. They tell us when we're on track, and they tell us when we're aligned with our true selves, yes, and what we're doing is benefiting us, and they tell us when we're off track. So when we're feeling positive emotions, when we're feeling joy, gratitude, pride, serenity, interest, amusement, hope, inspiration, awe, love, happiness, those feelings are telling us that our thoughts are, we're thinking the right thoughts, we're doing the right behaviors, God willing, we're in the right place, God willing, and we are where we are now, God willing. What we're doing, God willing, is creating, God willing, a good reality for ourselves. It's a good place to be. But if you're feeling negative, if you're feeling negative emotions, then that's they're telling us that, well, your thoughts are off track. Your thoughts are off track. There's something, you need to change your thoughts. Something needs to change. Your thoughts need to change. Your behaviors need to change, because this doesn't feel right. My body doesn't feel right. So emotions are really good. And I once I started getting, once I really intended to get conscious with my life, I really started to get conscious about my emotions. And every time I felt negative emotions, and they would come in strings strings of negative emotion, I would always sit down and assess what was going on. And it was always a string of negative thoughts, fear thoughts or worry thoughts or burdensome thoughts or frustration thoughts. Or there was always the thoughts with me always correlated with the emotions that I was feeling. So I had to get myself out of that cycle, because I realized that like I said, they always came in majority, they came in clusters. So I'd either have clusters of negative emotions, which was a negative reality, with a few very positive ones, or the opposite way around. And so I tapped in on that, and then I realized that, okay, so my emotions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me my emotions, so I know that my thoughts are off track. So I started to change my thoughts. I did it two ways. Number one, I started to change my thoughts, and then my thoughts changed my emotions. Yes. Or I did it the opposite way around. I changed my behavior. So for instance, if I was feeling, let's say, not very confident, let's say, that was quite a sad emotion, I felt quite weak, then I would straight away, I would start putting my shoulders back. I start putting my shoulders back, and then it would redirect my emotion into a positive emotion. I would feel stronger, I would feel confident, and then the thoughts would come with it. So I would either change the thought or I would change the behavior. And so this Ramadan, God willing, it's really about, let's really start being conscious. First of all, acknowledging that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us these emotions. They're miracles, they're gifts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, our emotions, be it positive or be it negative. When they're positive, they're gifts because they're showing us that we are aligned with our true selves, yes? And we are behaving in ways, and we're doing things, God willing, that will create a beautiful present moment, God willing, and a beautiful future. When they are not very nice, when they're negative, they're miracles, because they're showing us, oh, something's off track. It's either your behavior, yes, or your thoughts. They're not aligned with your true self. This doesn't feel right here. And it's always, the beautiful thing about it is that we control, your whole life is in your control. So you can control your thoughts, you control your behaviors, and that's it. As soon as you control your behaviors and you control your thoughts and you redirect them, then the emotions that you want, God willing, that you want to feel, God willing, that will create, God willing, a beautiful reality for you, they'll come up. So it's that simple. So for this Ramadan, God willing, number one is to really start to be conscious of the majority of emotions we're feeling throughout the day. And so you start it with that throughout the day, and then it's throughout the week, and then it's throughout the month. And the goal is for the majority to be positive. Okay, the goal is for the majority to be positive. It's not going to, you're only human. It's not going to be 100%, but you can get it to 99, God willing. Okay, you can get it to, you can let's aim high, God willing. Okay, so it's to be conscious that we have emotions, okay, and to be aware of them. Number two, the goal is to have the majority of them to be positive. So how do we get them to be positive? Well, like I said, first of all, you need to be aware of them, and second of all, if they're not positive, the emotions, then it's either your thoughts and your behaviors, and you can change either one, because then either one would change either one. You can change either one, and then you can either change your behaviors and that will change your emotion and change your thoughts, or you can change your thoughts and that will change your emotions and change your behaviors. Okay. Number two is to be with your creator. Spend more time, God willing, with your creator. Spend more time, like we said yesterday, doing istighfar, alhamdulillah, reading Quran Kareem. It really puts you in a state of peace. And it really, that inner turmoil, you know, when the emotions go up and down, up and down, up and down, it really stabilizes everything, because your soul's really at peace. It really puts you in a state of peace when you spend time with your creator, reading Quran, saying alhamdulillah, saying istighfar, or just you and you time, you and you time with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really helps increase the positive emotions, because it really nourishes the soul. all our soul, we need our creator, we need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We really do. Okay. And then the last thing is to do things that you enjoy, which I said in the last video. It's really important to start to prioritize. Do you remember we did the video about prioritize as well? It's really interesting, really important to prioritize what you're doing in your free time, who you're mixing with, your hobbies, what you're reading, and the exercise that you do, and really start to do what you enjoy. Only do what you enjoy. Only do what really brings you joy. And the more you do what brings you joy, the more joy, God willing, will enter into your life. And the more you'll find that the positive emotions will just outweigh the negative emotions. And that's it, God willing. So, a quick summary. Number one is to start this Ramadan till next Ramadan, God willing, is to start to be consciously aware that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us these emotions as they're miracles, they're gifts that we have with us every single second of the day. Okay? When they're positive, they are showing us, they're an indicator that we are in line with our true selves, and God willing, we're in a good state that's benefiting us. When they're negative, they're also miracles, because they're telling us something's not right. It's either the thoughts that need to change or the behaviors that need to change. So something's off. Okay. Number two is the goal is to have the majority of the emotions to be positive, God willing. How do you do that? Spend more time with your creator, spend more time with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because your soul feels peaceful with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with your creator. Number two is to start doing what you love. Do what you enjoy. Only participate in things that you really, really enjoy and that spark joy in your life, God willing. I love you loads. I hope you enjoyed this video. We have 2 videos left. I can't believe we're at the end of Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, thank God, 1 billion times. I will see you in the next video. Have a beautiful, absolutely brilliant, amazing day.